passions lean more towards medicine and
JEE and NEET both, they are among the toughest exams in the world. How did you manage to crack both these exams?
preparing for JEE was more like entertaining.
Were you given a dedicated workshop to prepare for 12 board exams by Allen Overseas?
Teachers are calling her as Dr. Asna. She called it.
Asna, how was the decision of choosing Allen for the preparation of NEET and JEE was taken? Hello dear students, welcome to Allen Overseas. My name is Tarun Kumawat and I am Manager Academics at Allen Overseas. There are some beautiful lines by Robert Frost. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, miles to go before I sleep. We have with us Asna Shafeeqa, a great student from Saudi Arabia who has cracked both NEET and JEE exams in one single year. Asna has secured a very good rank in JEE and in NEET. She has also secured good marks in 12 board examinations. So today we will be talking to Asna and we will be taking all the good experiences from her. She will also share the lessons she has for other students. So I hope we all will get to learn so many things from Asna in this session. Along with Asna, we have her grandparents too. I welcome all of you to the session.
Thank you, sir.
So Asna, my very first question from you.
Yeah.
As the stats read, you have your JEE mains rank that is 6080. Your JEE advanced rank is 1741 and your NEET rank is 1180. You got shortlisted both for IIT Madras and you got a seat in Madras Medical College. How does it feel?
Well, it's extremely great. I feel delighted, sir, and I feel grateful for the Almighty's blessings and the love, support, and trust that my parents, teachers, and my grandparents have given me throughout this journey. Yeah.
Since I told you that you got selected in both the institutions, IIT Madras as well as Madras Medical College, there are students, thousands of students who strive hard and try to get one of these colleges, one of these institutions, either medical college or a technical institution. Students wish if they can crack exams like JEE and NEET, but you cracked both the exams in one single year and you got admission in IIT, you got admission in Government Medical College, and now you have dropped the idea of going to IIT Madras and you have opted a seat in Madras Medical College. Was it a difficult choice to make?
Obviously, it was a bit perplexing, but the thing is, as a kid, I've always loved both maths and science, and that's the reason I took my stream, biomath, and I wanted to keep up with that maths part of it, and that's the one of the main reasons I wrote and tried for the JEE exams. But my passions lean more towards medicine, and so that's what I chose. And we can't take both, like IIT and a medical seat,
Yeah.
right? If that was possible, I'd have done that. So yeah.
Definitely, I hope in future there will be kids who will be demanding this option as well.
Yeah.
Because you have already raised the benchmark.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
That's really good. So Asna, did you already have this in mind that you are going to go for medicine?
Well, it's always been a dream of mine, and I started pursuing it with much more dedication since my 9th grade. So I feel lucky and honored and blessed to have achieved that.
But you know, JEE and NEET both, they are among the toughest exams in the world. How did you manage to crack both these exams? You came out with flying colors. How did this happen?
Well, so the thing is, like, for both these exams, I would have to say that I took a great support. Like, I had a great support system, moral guide, great teachers, and I stuck to a regular schedule. like school and then coaching, and then in coaching the lectures I was a consistent learner, and I went through all my course materials, all the previous year questions and my module questions, as well as the question banks. So these were really helpful for both the exams separately. And the thing is, they are kind of connected. Like the physics, chemistry of JEE and NEET is similar, although the level of the exam might be different, and the the syllabus which is covered in both might be a bit varying. But preparing for both is definitely an advantage, I'd say. And I think like preparing for JEE was more like entertaining because the previous year questions, I used to do it like it was some sort of a leisure activity rather than be like focused and stressed on it. Because when model exams were going on in my school, I used to come home and do like 10 to 12 questions from each chapter, at least 5 chapters every day, just for an hour or two from these JEE previous year questions. And that was my practice for the session one. And for NEET, it was coaching. Like I really would like to thank Alan for that, because from day one of class 11, I've been studiously like been a part of Alan's.
Could you elaborate a little the fun part with JEE? Because most of the students would not say this. I mean, they would never make this a statement that JEE was a fun, or taking an exam like JEE was a fun. But you are the first one meeting and saying so.
Yeah, the thing is, sir, because my focus was mainly on NEET, attempting JEE was something that I did out of my own, very own interest. Like, NEET was like it was set on my mind that I had to crack this exam, but
Okay,
for
so
JEE, it was
you took JEE out of your own interest. Okay, agreed. You joined Allen Overseas in 2021,
yes,
right?
I did. Yeah.
You had physics, chemistry, mathematics, and biology, all 4 subjects at Allen Overseas.
Yeah.
Physics, chemistry, and biology were your core subjects.
Yeah.
And you had mathematics as an additional subject, both at school level and at Allen.
Yeah.
Right? So Allen prepared you for all these 4 subjects: physics, chemistry, mathematics, and biology. Keeping an additional subject. I mean, I have come across several students who would have the option or choice of keeping an additional subject. Most of the students try to take or opt for an easier subject. For example, physical education, or maybe computer science is there. These are the options that students generally go for, so that they can give more time to their core subjects. On the other hand, you chose mathematics as your additional subject. So keeping mathematics as an additional subject that requires equal amount of time. How did you manage to do this? All your 4 subjects. How did Allen Overseas help you with this?
Well, sir, I'd have to say, because there was this one orientation at the beginning of class 12, and I remember asking, will I be able to manage like maths this year along with all my other subjects? Because it seems really like the load is just getting higher and higher. But one of my teachers, they said, try it. There is no wrong in trying it, right? So that was the point. For maths, mainly, the school part of maths was okay. I was able to manage it, but when it came to JEE preparation, I didn't focus on all the chapters because I knew that it was very time consuming, and I was already preparing mainly for NEET. So what I did was that I prepared for like the chapters which were my forte, which were easy and which were my strong, within my grasp. So those were the questions that I solved and I attempted, and I was picky with the questions when I was giving the exam, and that's the reason I say that it was easier for me, because if I'm being honest, I didn't attempt all the questions for JEE in maths, but for physics and chemistry, I did try my best.
Wonderful.
And people who are giving JEE as their main exam would definitely say that NEET would be more easier for them. Since I am giving NEET as the main priority, I'm saying that JEE is like kind of easier.
Yeah.
Are you? Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing.
I can understand.
Yeah.
You are from Saudi Arabia.
Yes.
during my visit to Kuwait and Oman, I got an opportunity to meet several students, several school students. Uh, I visited many schools, I met school teachers. I sensed one thing over there, that tuition culture is there in Gulf countries. Students generally go to local tuitions and they actually study the same school syllabus or school books what they're already studying in school. Am I right?
Yeah, it does happen.
Yeah.
I've
And most of these students, when I talk to them, even I spoke to some of the students in Kuwait and Oman as well. These students are of the view that after 12th standard, they may think about some foreign university because they are aware of the competition level in NEET and JEE. But you, on the other hand, prepared for JEE and NEET and chose an Indian institution over a foreign university. So,
Yeah.
can you tell all the students and parents watching this video that why did you think an Indian institution, be it in engineering or medicine studies, would be much better than a foreign university or college?
So I've always wanted to do UG in my country, and we as Indians, we encourage healthy competition. We crave it, and so as I took my stream, I immediately started preparing for both these exams through Allen. And the thing is, now I get to join a college with other students who have excellent caliber and who are equally hardworking and passionate, if not more. And that I feel is going to create a environment which will help me cultivate greater abilities in the field of my study.
Okay, great. I think all the students and parents should take note of this statement made by Asna, that we as Indians always encourage healthy competition. So that's
We
a
do.
good thing. Yes. And
We shouldn't look at the all the stressful and anxious part of it, but rather see the healthy and encouraging and motivating and that part of it, because we bond over it at times. Me and my group of friends, we bond over this. What are you giving? What is the competitive exam you're giving? What am I giving? And how are we preparing for it? What are our coaching institutions and all that? So it's kind of bonding as well. Yeah.
the interview is going beyond my expectations. It feels like I'm not interviewing a student. It feels like I'm interviewing a mature person who has a lot of experience.
Thank you so much.
Okay. So, Asna, my very next question. You said that students are not aware of coaching. They don't know about Allen much in Gulf countries. They don't know how can we utilize and take benefit of these coaching institutes. You, as a student, when you joined Allen must have given you several subject modules.
Yeah.
So
Yes, absolutely.
whatever study material you received from Allen overseas, was it sufficient to prepare for both these examinations, or you required some extra books?
So I think it was more than enough. It was absolutely sufficient because NCERT and Allen module.
Sorry to interrupt, but whenever I ask this question from any student, they always say this thing in common in reply, that sir, it was more than sufficient. Could you please elaborate, what do you mean by it was more than sufficient?
The thing is, sir, when we are preparing for such exams, we look for patterns in the exam paper itself. And according to me, that pattern was something that I came to recognize through the lectures and through my test analysis and through my module questions as well. So, when we talk about topics of modern physics or physical chemistry and ecology, they have a rhetoric question pattern, and that is visible in the material which is given in our module, like the way it is written and the questions which are given backside along with it. And for topics of organic chemistry and in 12th physics, electricity and magnetism, they have more creative questions. And in our module, questions are given in such a way so that each question is of a different type. So you can learn and gather and be able to solve many types of questions. And I think that's why I'd say it's more than sufficient for both
Great.
the exams.
So you never
Yeah.
required any other kind of book throughout these 2 years?
No, sir, not really. No.
Great.
The only thing other than that I referred was probably like a few questions, like question papers.
Okay, and even if you asked your teachers to provide extra questions, sometimes they always gave you.
Absolutely, all the time.
Okay, wonderful.
I'd have to really thank my teachers like Nitin sir, Surbi ma'am, and then Rahul sir, Rohan sir, and like Sashi sir. All of them really great in like giving this interactive platform, and the teaching style. It makes us feel like we're not learning something forcefully, but rather like it's a game in which we are all taking part and like solving stuff and quizzes. It's good. It's great.
That is so nice of you. I would thank you on behalf of all these subject teachers. Thank you so much that you have such a great regard for your teachers. Asna, you have opted for medicine studies. Okay, you are going to Madras Medical College. And if I'm not wrong, your college is going to start from 1st of September.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. So, Asna, it is generally believed that NCERT is equally important for exams like JEE and NEET. And especially if we look at the exam pattern of NEET over past 3, 4, or 5 years, NCERT is of great importance. So, how did your teachers at Allen Overseas help you with NCERT syllabus?
Sir, I think that like almost all the lectures that we were, the teachers that they taught, they were about 75% of NCRT syllabus and 25% of those which are surrounding the topics in NCRT. So the
Okay.
thing that I used to do was to read my material parallelly, like my NCRT books and my module, so that I was able to understand what topics were directly from the textbook. Like in biology, it's really helpful because direct questions come from both botany and zoology, and that helps you know like what is a syllabus which is taken directly from NCRT. And the teachers, they would be like telling us, in fact, even with like diagrams and like important points, they used to show those in the slides, and that's something that helps you visualize it during the exam. Like, okay, I've seen this both in my textbook as well as in my study notes from my class notes. So it helps you know that this syllabus is directly from this part, and you'll be able to answer it in a quicker way.
Great. You said that NCERT syllabus, whatsoever chapters you were having in your textbooks, in your NCERT books, sooner or later, you got to see the same chapters in your Allen classroom.
Yeah.
That means, correct me if I'm wrong, do you mean to say that your NCERT chapter, each and every topic was taught in Allen classes as well?
Yes, sir. All the topics were taught. Like,
Okay. Asna, one common question over here, and I want all the students and parents who would be watching this interview to listen to this with great attention. I have been counseling students at Allen Overseas. I get this concern most often that students and parents generally say they are not able to cope between school and Allen. Say that these chapters have been taught at school, but these chapters have not been taught at Allen till date. I hope you must have experienced the same during some time, during some days around these 2 years. How did you manage?
So even like sometimes I felt this as well, because in schools we have like our term exams going on, and at the same time the course material may not be the same in Allen. But what my way to look at it is that if in school they're teaching this chapter and Allen is teaching another chapter, I feel that at the same time, if I concentrate equally well in both the lectures, I could be covering a greater radius of my syllabus in a shorter span of time instead of waiting for my school to do the chapter which Alan is doing or Alan to do the chapter that my school is doing. That way, I'd have a head start on those chapters when either my school or Alan starts to teach on it. So you can understand those syllabus again in a better way.
That's
That would
that's
be
that's really a great thing to say. I mean, you have quoted this very well. But Asna, what about those moments? What about those days when you have a school exam
mm,
and the chapters you are going to have in that test syllabus have not been taught in Ellen classes? How did you deal with that?
so during those times, I try to reach out to my teachers like through Telegram or even during our doubt discussions.
You mean your Ellen teachers?
My Alan teachers. During the doubt discussions that we have in our portal on the weekends, I try to reach out to them, asking them help if I have any doubts from my school topics or any questions from the like exam that I'd written in school, and so that they definitely help me with that.
So, students and parents, I hope she has very well explained that whenever you are having this difficulty, that some different chapters are being taught at Allen and some different chapters are being taught at school level. And maybe you have some test at school and the chapters have not been taught. You are just a message away from your teachers. Simply drop a text, demand the support, because this is what she has done throughout those 2 years, right?
Yes.
Great. Asna, since we have talked about NCERT syllabus, here comes a great or an important milestone in your journey during 11th and 12th, and that is 12th board examinations. They are of great importance,
Yeah.
very great importance. What do you suggest to our students when I ask you about 12 board examinations, how Ellen takes care of a student for board exam preparation?
So I think that like according to the current trend, with an increase in the objective questions and like the case-based questions, the questions are becoming a bit more tweaked. They are not right on the nose. They are a bit twisted. They have a little, hidden detail in it, and that type of answering or approaching a question is what we learn in our coaching in Allen. So that has definitely helped me because when I looked into like my biology board exam, which was last one, or my physics board's case study questions, I immediately thought, yeah, this is not direct. This has some level of, intermediate level of question, or it could even be a tough question for some other students. So that level of thinking is something that you learn in when you're preparing for a competitive exam, and I think that helped. And also, we had revision tests which were conducted about a week or two before the board exams, and that also was helpful because once you've completed your entire syllabus and you're like, oh, finally it's done, and then you have like a revision test, you're like, okay, let me attempt it and let me see. And once you get like a 90-95, you're kind of okay, you calm down a little bit. Yes, it's nearly done. Now I can proceed with my further
Just let me share this data with our students and parents who will be watching this interview. You have secured 96.67% in your 12 board examinations. So, were you given a dedicated workshop to prepare for 12 board exams by Allen Overseas?
Yes, sir, we were. Like, we were given like extra notes, lecture notes from which were strictly NCERT based, like only NCERT is those were lecture notes were separately provided. We were also given like questions and like test papers and pre-IQs and even a booklet which was having like the important points and previous year board questions in it. I went through that booklet like quite a few times. I have to mention it for like my max exam and my bio exams. I did a lot of questions from that booklet, which
Wonderful.
was.
You are definitely an intelligent student, okay? But there are students who would feel about themselves that I'm not that intelligent, or maybe I am an average student, or maybe slightly above average.
Yeah.
What would you say about such students when they are preparing for exams like JEE or NEET? Do you
Well,
think that when there are times when students feel low, I mean, I'm sure there must have been some times when you also felt low, when you also felt like giving up, that no, it's not happening the way I had imagined. So,
yeah. Sure.
how did you
Like,
manage? How did the teachers help?
I mean, so like to this day, according to me, I am still like moderate. I haven't done like any particular thing, or I haven't been really like focused or really into my studies that much as I would like to. But the thing is, everyone thinks that way. You've just got to be, trust yourself, even if it seems like things are being too tough or too hard. Like I remember during my practicals, like that's when I was really anxious, because soon after the practicals, the next day I had JEE main session 1, and 2 weeks after that the boards, and about 3 weeks after that JEE main session 2, and a month after that NEET, and another month after that JEE advanced. Like this, I could literally see the entire schedule running in my head, and I was just like so jittery during that entire time. But I think what helps during that is, you remember, yeah, your interest, exactly. You remember that you were studying this out of your interest. It is what you like to do, and you are doing it well. I think we need that self assurance, and that's what my parents and grandparents and my even my little sister, she used to constantly say, Akka, don't worry about it, it's fine, you're doing well. I think teachers and your family really support you during that, and you need to trust yourself. Like you're studying well, it's doing good, it's going well. Yeah.
Since you
And
talked
that
about
helped.
your parents, about your grandparents, and about your younger sister who came and said that you are doing very well, don't give up, don't feel low.
Yeah.
I want to say one thing. See, I've been teaching and guiding students for more than a decade, and this is what I have observed so far, that when a student prepares for an exam like JEE or NEET, which are among the toughest exams in the world, it is not only the student who's preparing, the entire family has to follow a schedule. Each and
Yeah.
every family member has to, sacrifice some or the other thing.
Yeah.
So I would like to ask this from you, first of all, that what was the contribution of your parents and of your grandparents in your preparation?
I mean, everything. My parents, my grandparents, my sister, my uncle, they've really been like encouraging me, trusting me, helping me. Like I used to have like long conversations with them about topics, about like study topics they didn't even know, but they simply used to hear, okay, let her talk, let her just have her word here. And then
Okay.
like discussions about exams, what I was doing that day, and all sorts of things. But the thing is, I even when I was picky and very kind of annoying them, they used to maintain uh, like the calm, cool, collected persona, and that really helped me, because that made me feel I could do it. So I'd like to thank them from like the bottom of my heart, really. Yeah.
Wonderful. So let's ask your grandparents as well. Sir, ma'am, she has been with you for last 2 years.
Yeah,
And definitely, as she is saying, I don't know why would she say that she used to annoy each and every one of you.
Yeah, I did. They know about it.
So, what generally used to be her daily routine? What would she do every day? Because she had school.
yeah.
She has been a regular school going student. Then
Hmm.
after that, she had her coaching, her Allen classes. So, how did she manage, and how did you guide her when she felt that no, she will not be able to do it with that spirit, or she's feeling low, she's feeling demotivated? Can you please talk about that?
She put a very hard work and sincere service, and we all encourage them and then. And after the lessons are over, she will going on sleep and sleep. And the grandma found very difficult times to get a hiccup, and they even forget to eat.
Yeah, that's how
Sometimes
hectic
she
it
even
was.
forgot to
Like,
eat.
yeah, sometimes like school was till 4, and then I had Allen classes from 5 to 8, and then by that time I was so exhausted,
My God,
just like sleep. They had to wake me up to have dinner. Come on, wake up! What are you doing? So yeah.
And what does your grandmother have to say about this?
Grandma, she'd probably say that kid
We would like
studies
to
are
hear. We would
important.
like to hear from her. Ma'am, what kind of we know now that what she has achieved, what she has done in her life, she has cracked both the exam. But what kind of child is she?
Yeah, for her for her hard work she put there, I got the reward. Thank God, mashallah.
And ma'am, what would you say about this?
Then reward she got.
Okay, great. You both have nurtured Asna in a way that she managed to crack both these exams. How would you state the support provided by Ellen teachers? Or what would you like to say about what teachers have done for Asna during these 2 years?
Like Alan
Alan is
it's like me. Yeah.
the teachers taught the lessons very interestingly and quite sincerely listening all those things. Thank you, teachers,
Okay.
for better lessons. Recently, I heard one of the teachers calling her after the NEET is over. One of the teachers calling her as Dr. Asna. She called it.
Great.
Like that.
Asna, how was the decision of choosing Alan for the preparation of NEET and JEE was taken?
Yes.
Yes, so that was like my mom had seen. My mom is like constantly searching for like what's like the best good place out there, and she's in an educational field. So she came across Alan overseas, and when I joined, it was during the pandemic, and my mom and dad, they were discussing like what to put her in, what coaching to is best for her, and I think we all collectively decided, yeah, this would be the most proper platform. Even though it was online, I think I made the most out of it because of how well my portal, my teachers, and like all my other students were studying there were. And the thing is about an online platform is that most people wouldn't want it because they'd say that it's a bit distracting, that it does not give the ambience of an actual classroom like a physical class. But I'd say that actually online classes could be more interactive because there are only like 15 to 20 people in a class. Our teachers pay like much more attention to each individual student, like as my grandfather said that constantly, like my teachers, they call me, they ask me whether I have any doubts, and then even during like the exam time, they call me and like for motivating the student, and that's really great, I think.
We keep getting such kind of remarks from students and parents that online classes are not going to work. Students are fed up of these online classes, whereas I, as a teacher, believe that online classes are a blessing in disguise because students have the comfort to prepare for these respective exams, being at home, being with their family members. What would you say about that?
Yes, sir. It is really actually more comfortable in an online class because you spend nearly 8 to 10 hours in school, and then you come home, and then you have to rush off to some other coaching center. It takes a lot of, it's time consuming. Other than that,
Yeah.
you can just eat, get refreshed, and sit in your online class directly. It's more focusing. And the main thing that I liked was that I could rewatch my lecture videos. If I had any doubts in a particular topic, I could immediately, like, I had dates which were written in all of my notes, so I knew which topic was taught in which day, so I could go back and rewatch my lecture videos, or get the notes which were most precise, even if my notes were kind of uh, dabbling in stuff. So I could just get that, and I could do my test analysis through my portal quite easily. And the only one thing that I felt was a little like, confusing was I didn't actually practice in OMR sheets for my exam. Like, when the actual exam came, I had only practiced once in my OMR sheet. So when I actually went to write the
Wonderful.
exam, I made a few mistakes in haste because of the OMR sheet which I had not practiced in. Because in my online like test, I used to change my answers even if I had doubts, like in
Yeah.
a few questions, right? So I couldn't do that in the actual paper, and that made me like, you know a
That's
bit.
that's that's really a great point to remember. See, there are thousands of students who are preparing with Allen Overseas. We have students from grade 6 to 12.
Hmm.
All these students are residing in Gulf countries and they're studying with us. Generally, these students say that they are not able to cope between school and Allen. So we keep on getting these concerns, and we keep asking students to share these concerns with us. Our counseling team is also consistently working in the background. Apart from the teachers, there is a dedicated counseling team. There are career counselors who would support all these students around the year. So, how was the support whenever you required any kind of counseling, whether it was regarding choosing a medical college, about your score in NEET and JEE, about your rounds of counseling? How was the support provided by the career counseling team?
Yes, so the thing was, the counseling team, they really helped me in, like, know the rankings of the colleges, and like what would be best suited for me to go, and like the what do you say, those colleges which were in my preference, I was able to make a priority list with their help. I'd say that.
Great. Great. Because as far as I remember, when our counseling team reached out to you, you said this only, your parents even said this, that we will not be accompanying Asna in the physical counseling round. Her grandparents will be going with her.
Oh, actually, my parents were here for their holidays, so they did. Both my parents and my grandparents, they were there for the counseling. But the information, like the list of colleges and all that, when I was doing my priority order, I took help from the counseling this system. Yeah.
Okay, great. Asna, I would like to ask the last question for this interview. See, there are thousands of students who are studying at Allen Overseas. All these students are NRIs, they are residing in Gulf countries, and they are preparing with us for all their subjects, especially science, mathematics, and logical reasoning. We have students from Gulf countries and now from Malaysia as well. These students have one common concern, and parents also get worried about this. Parents also get worried about this many times. They say that students are not able to cope between school and Allen, and time management becomes the most important issue at this point. You also had 24 hours to manage. So, can you please give some words of wisdom to our students that how did you manage your time?
Well, I'd say so. Like, just love your subjects and love the process of learning. You don't have to stick to a to-do list or like a daily schedule. I have to do this today, or I have to do that. Just attend your classes, your school classes, and your lectures to the best you can, and the rest of the questions and the material, learn it in your own pace. Like if you have the interest, you could do it, like definitely. And I'd say it because all the students, I think the three main ingredients which would be required for them would be great teachers, and then encouragement from your moral guidance and moral compass, and their hard work. So that would be an ingredient for their success. That
You said that very well, but students generally confuse coaching with local tuition. So, what would you say? What is the major difference between a coaching like Alan and between a tuition?
I think local tuitions, I wouldn't have much experience with it, but what I can say is that Alan would really help you in the exam, in the competitive exam that you want to excel at, because they have seen these patterns of questions and the exam evolving around so many years. But that can't be done by a local, like any other tuition, right? Because in tuition they focus more on like quotes rather than the actual competitive exams. So
Yeah.
that would be a higher point.
Great. Asna, it was really great talking to you. It was an interesting interview, and we just wish that you always keep smiling like this. Stay healthy and stay blessed. Thank you
Thank,
so much. God bless you. Thank you.
thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you.